your thoughts on black folk actually crying that the Supreme Court decided the 14th Amendment should stand for what it originally stood for?
You know what? I look at these people, and if you have to go to CNBC, CNN, and MSNBC to actually understand something, that you deserve what you get. Okay,
thank you,
because it doesn't apply to you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you understand what he's trying to do? He's trying to get rid of the anchor babies. He's not trying to get rid of you. They can't deport. Where are they going to deport you to?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to deport you to.
I guess.
To who?
Alabama.
Alabama. I mean, they can't deport you because you're a citizen. What are they going to do? Supreme Court. And no court in the land is going to stand for that. You can't deport this person. He's a citizen.
Yeah. You can. I mean.
Y'all think Trump is really that stupid? He's not that stupid. Okay, you don't get to be a billionaire being stupid.
No. He's impulsive, but not stupid.
The thing is, it was a very, very narrow decision by the Supreme Court. Very narrow. Okay.
Yeah.
And most people don't understand. It was to keep judges, federal judges, from actually their injunction were actually applying to the whole country. Okay. So it doesn't just apply to this particular case, which is birthright citizenship. That still hasn't been determined. They haven't determined that at all. Okay. The thing is, federal judges can't put an injunction over what they're doing. Okay. You want to take the whole thing to the Supreme Court, you got to build the whole case to the Supreme Court, and not a judge. Okay. A federal judge can't do it and apply to everybody. It's a very, very narrow decision. But most I hear black people crying, "Oh, they're gonna come for us next." Where are they gonna send? Where are they gonna send you to? Where are they gonna send you?
Michael, I'm sorry. I can't believe that we are asking the question, is the 14th Amendment to the Constitution constitutional? It is crazy. And I am sorry, but people need to call. This is crazy. They're asking us not to believe our own eyes and our own ears. They're asking us to go against everything that we know to be true. This is insane. Michael.
Simone, shut your ass down. I mean, if anyone's gonna talk about this.
Trump did not say that. That's not what he said.
Yeah.
Black ass down.
He said his interpretation was actually meant for slaves coming out of slavery.
Right?
Yes. It's meant for, right? Now they interpreted it into something else. The thing is, okay, I think the case was 1908. I think it was a Chinese citizen. Okay.
Yeah.
He was born in San Francisco. He left. He came back, and they wanted to make it. They didn't want to allow him into the country, but I'm a citizen. So it went to the Supreme Court. That's where the birthright citizenship got expanded into what it is now. The thing is, what you have is what they call anchor babies, right? We have Chinese, Japanese, whatever, flying into the country that are like 7-8 months pregnant, right? Having a baby here, getting the birth certificate, the social security number, and flying back out.
Yeah.
To establish the anchor baby. That's what they're questioning right now. The thing is that hasn't been settled yet. So I don't know what you're screaming about. You understand the 14th Amendment, okay? The thing is, you're showing your stupidity by doing that kind of stuff. You guys are supposed to be expert at this stuff.
This is not about expertise. This is about ratings and stirring up shit.
Okay,
that's how they make their money.
Supposed to be just being the operative phrase.
What the thing is, what she's spreading is propaganda. Okay, she's lying, and they're letting her lie. Nobody's challenging what she's saying.
And Michael Steele just got to sit there and just look at her like
he knows she's lying.
You know you know.
Yeah. But I'm gonna cash this check though.
I mean, he's looking at them like shit. The RNC never get put this much money in my pocket.
I don't know why. I'm a layperson. I don't know why I have to come on and explain it to people. Okay. All you have to do is read the decision and listen to the experts. They tell you what it means. It's not that hard. And these are experts spreading falsehoods. That's how come CNN and MSNBC are losing ratings. They're lying too much. Okay, stop lying. Come on now.
And they continue to drop.
By the way, shout out to CNN. They made the bright decision to bring on Joy Reid as a contributor. Lord.
I mean, if she can draw, really, it's entertainment now. It's not even news anymore. Okay, if she brings in eyeballs, okay. I mean, she brings in eyeballs. It brings them in money. Whole things about how to bring in money. Nobody cares about the freaking truth.
Nope, it's all entertainment now.
Except there's one little pocket called the Black Manosphere, and half of that don't care about truth.
Right.
Yeah. In fact,
I get sick of these people, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, Master Teacher, to prove your point, there's a quote credit to Mark Twain that I've mentioned time and time again, and that is, if there was money in the truth, people would be speaking it more often. There's no money in it. That's why people. Yes.
Well, you know, I mean, you're African, you know.
Now, this next one, yes, I am taking shots. Really, this is their own damn fault. This comes from the Butthurt Brain Trust.
No!
And they claim this is low information, but I'll let you listen to Ed for yourself if it sounds like low information to you.
So I'll start off from the top. So basically, I was in the Codebreakers. I was in the Codebreakers video. And they were doing an update on some of the stuff Trump said.
Hold on, let me slow this down just a little bit.
Yeah, it does talk fast, so
I think your word from Paradox or DC. It sounds like Paradox. It was running on the channel. So this is not to them. But I was in the chat. for a hot second, and two people going back and forth. You know who you are, and one of them said that you voted for this fool, and then somebody said our president shouldn't be disrespected. The other person said that better people have been disrespected than Trump. Which I don't necessarily disagree with that. So I basically made a comment though saying that Trump, it was still the better choice at the time. And then somebody wanted to make a slick ass comment saying, I full well expect for you to say that. So that's where we're at. And this wasn't DC or Paradise, what it is. So my thing is, so that's the premise of it. The other part of it is, so I started here. I voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. When I vote for somebody, I vote for who I think is going to be the best president. I focus on who I think is going to do more for Black people, but I also focus on who's going to be the best president first. And at the time, Hillary was, in my opinion, more qualified than what Trump was. And that kind of was borne out, right? But this wasn't Trump versus Biden, this was Trump versus Kamala. Kamala is not qualified to be attorney general. Kamala is not qualified to be vice president, and she's fucking not qualified to be president. She's not qualified to be governor of California. Just so we're fucking clear. Anybody that thinks that Kamala was a better choice than Trump, a 4-year Trump that did 4 years already, is a fucking idiot. Now, we can talk about what you want to happen, but I'm talking about who's actually qualified. Kamala's not qualified. She's not. And I'm not going to get all hella disrespectful. I'm not going to be petty. I'm going to be dead ass serious. She's not. Kamala would not have been, you wouldn't know who the fuck was running the White House if Kamala would have been in there. She was pretty much a top of a committee. That's what that was, and that's what they were doing. And so this idea, and real talk, I was going to vote for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr. endorsed Trump. Now that doesn't in and of itself mean I was going to vote for Trump, but given a lot of stuff, what Trump actually,
I think that's the reason they did this video, because for some odd reason they really hate RFK for some odd reason.
I don't know why. I wish I didn't.
Trump actually convinced me, because if he can get through that, then he convinced me that he could probably do it on top of. I thought it was a pretty good chance, and I was right, that Robert F. Kennedy would be in the cabinet. Another thing too is a lot of the arguments that we were having back and forth, whether it's BTS, whoever, was really not to say who should win, it was who's gonna win. That's where so that's not always the same thing. Even though to most people, that's a distinction without a difference. And people were wrong. They thought Kamala was going to win, and they were dead ass fuck. Not only were they wrong about what was going to happen, why it was going to happen, how it was going to happen. I remember when I went on a code break and I said it was going to be very close to a Reagan-esque victory. It wasn't exactly a Reagan-esque victory. It wasn't, but it was like I said, very close. I went on there and I declared that shit. I am not an expert. I don't claim to be. I'm just a nigga with an opinion that happens to be a thinker. And the reality of the fucking situation is, I was fucking right. And I said this way before, I said this early, like right before, either right after or right before the fucking convention. So I know a little bit of what I'm talking about, and what I've observed completely outside of like BTS. And at the end of the day, you got motherfuckers that don't like Trump. I don't give a fuck about what you don't like. The reality is, I'm gonna tell you like I told everybody else, that always gets fucking bleeds over Trump. Trump won because of the fucking Democrats.
Yeah.
That's why Trump won. Trump won because the Democrats failed to procure a worthy candidate. And if y'all don't shut the fuck up crying over Trump, and when I say y'all, I'm talking particularly this person in the chat, like I said, I ain't none of these things said, I want to be clear on that. Then you're gonna have fucking JD Vance in there. Another 12 years. Yep. So you got people in there basically crying, like talking about a fool and all this other shit. At the end of the day, there's two choices. We had two choices to choose from. Trump was the better choice. Am I saying Trump is the most qualified person to be president? Hell no. But these are the choices that were presented. And the Democrats are a big part of why that is. Biden said he was going to run for 4 fucking years. Look, BJ, I get the geopolitical thing BJ's talking about. I don't give a damn about that. The reality is Biden lied in the gate. Biden lied and he picked somebody who wasn't qualified.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
My bad. I voted for RFK Jr. and then moves that Trump are making me feel more justified, but Kamala would have held us. Exactly. And so I get tired. I mean, y'all the fucking reason. I'm gonna keep it all the way real. Y'all are a big fucking reason why. Like if you don't hold, people say, well, you're supposed to vote Republican. No. What you should do is primary the Democrats. The Democrats need to go through a Tea Party situation. The Democrats need to be burnt the fuck down and rebuilt, because the Democratic Party is captured. They're captured by, special interests, and I mean special interests more than normal. And the reality is, there's a real conversation to be had with that. But what pisses me, anybody saying Wes Moore, the governor of Maryland, would be okay, you're a fucking idiot. All the Republicans have to do is run that motherfucker and say he's not FDA and he's against reparations and he's dead on fucking arrival. Like straight up. So the Dems don't really have nobody but Gavin Newsom. That's a fucking problem. Yeah, good luck on Shapiro. Because we already know being small had good luck on Shapiro. In this climate where there's a lot of folks that think Israel gets away with whatever, you call it anti what the fuck you want. So good luck with Shapiro. So that's 1, 2. They Me Too Cuomo and fuck Cuomo up. That's 3. 3 governors. Shapiro is more like the situation.
Yeah.
Situation.
Yeah, I would ask you about that, BGS. Your thoughts on Cuomo losing?
Oh, who, Cuomo?
In the first place, but go ahead.
What I'm hearing, I didn't really follow it that closely. What I'm hearing is that that homeboy's a socialist. Okay, more like a Bernie Sanders type.
Yeah.
In New York, after number one, I didn't think Cuomo was going to win because of what happened with him as governor.
Yeah, he had way too much baggage. Way too much
baggage. Number one, and plus, I think New York is more leaning toward a socialist agenda because they're getting the rent's too high. The quality of living is going down, all that kind of stuff. So basically, I think they want to go in a different direction. So I'm not surprised. I'd have ran Chris Cuomo rather than Andrew for mayor.
Yeah, you saying that because you thought it was Chris. And
I don't know. I said, why the hell would you run Andrew Cuomo for mayor of New York, especially after the governor thing, especially after all those senior citizens died?
Yeah, like I said, he had way too much baggage. So I'm not surprised. But I was getting your thing because when I first said it, you thought it was Chris Cuomo.
Yeah,
Chris
Cuomo, in my opinion, and basically Louis probably he's not here. He probably is closer to it. I'd have thought that would have been a better choice. I said, there's no way Andrew Cuomo's going to run for mayor of New York, not after that scandal he faced as being governor.
He tried it. He got torn apart in the debate because of that. He's like, man, because all the dude said was, I didn't let a bunch of older people die. I'm not the one.
Yeah, exactly. And in New York City, folks are still pissed about that. Okay, they're still pissed about that. And so I don't know I don't know what I don't know what they were thinking, but
he got the backing of most Democrats. Jim Clyburn came back and endorsed him. A whole bunch of other Democrats endorsed him.
Yeah, but it's like backing Kamala Harris. Okay.
Yep.
The baggage is too much, in my opinion. Okay, I could be wrong because like I said, I didn't follow it that closely. I'm not from the area, so I can only go by third hand. But the thing is, if I'm from the outside looking in, he's the last person I would have running for mayor in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion. Okay.
Apparently, Eric Adams is running as an independent.
Okay. Well, yeah, because the Democrats screwed him.
Yeah.
So he can't run to them. Democrats won't support him.
Yeah, Lewis is back if you want to.
Hey, I mean, Louis probably close.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is Andrew Cuomo, in my opinion, didn't have a shot in hell, especially after COVID.
Yeah, COVID had one is the backlash from COVID.
Yeah.
You watch Louis Rossman videos, right?
Rossman, yeah.
One right now where I'm at,
Mm-hmm.
it's all turning into the suburbs of New York City.
Okay.
You're having a lot of people that's leaving New York City because the expenses is high.
Mm-hmm.
The price of the cost of living is so crazy in New York City alone.
Right.
You have people that's leaving Brooklyn,
Yeah.
coming over here, and Brooklyn used to be the spot where you can't afford to live in Manhattan.
Yeah, you go to Brooklyn. Yeah. Go to Bronx.
Yeah, well, Bronx is still they're developing a lot now because
Now they are. Yeah, it used to be the Bronx.
that was the hood in New York City.
Yeah.
And Staten Island is the white utopia.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Brooklyn was like Brooklyn. You know, when a couple of times I was in Brooklyn, it's more like the neighborhood. Okay.
yeah,
And evidently,
If you want a house, go to Brooklyn. Okay. If you want a different apartment,
and it's still a lot of abandoned office high rises and everything in New York City. People are getting strained. Like plus people are seeing you had all this money for this Ukraine war.
Yeah.
They got used to that money with COVID. But it's like you got money for Ukraine, but you don't got money for us. And with this Israel situation, you got money to send to Israel, but you can't help us. Like, you're forcing, whatever your opinions is on capitalism and socialism, the people are being forced. Is like, we dealt enough with this.
That's
We're
right.
going to try this out.
Try socialist instead. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, Louis close to it. He probably knows better than I do. That's from the outside looking in. He's a socialist. The cost of living is high. People are actually feeling the pressure, and plus, there's so much the baggage from COVID. So he's. I don't understand why he should have run Eric Adams again.
Yeah.
Because the immigrant thing. He turned
Hey, what's going on, Art? Long time no see.
Is
No tacky.
that the Doughboy?
Yes, it is.
Oh, the Doughboy in the
His
house.
brother Brioche.
Got two Doughboys in the house. Okay. Louis and
Yo, what's up, Art?
What's up? I work too much. That's all.
Louis